Hey everyone, welcome back to MindMates. I'm Mia, and today I'm buzzing. Not from caffeine, but from this topic. We're diving into something so many people want, crave, even chase, but feel like they don't have enough of: creativity.
And I'm Alex, and you're right, Mia. Creativity is one of those things that sounds magical, like it belongs to artists or musicians or some rare genius people. But actually, it's in all of us.
Totally. You don't need to paint murals or write poetry to be creative. If you've ever found a clever way to fix a broken drawer, survived a Monday with no coffee, or even figured out dinner with just 3 ingredients and no plan, guess what? You're creative.
Been there. And here's something wild. Adobe's global study in 2023 found that 75% of people believe they're not reaching their creative potential. That's a lot of untapped brain power.
So today we're here to unlock some of that. We've collected 9 surprisingly simple and totally research-backed habits that can help you boost creativity in ways you probably never thought of.
And we're not just talking science. We'll also be sharing real stories from people online who've tried these things and seen real results. Nothing made up, just stuff that actually works.
All right, let's jump in. But before we do, let me ask you listening right now. When was the last time you had a random idea that made you smile? A solution that came out of nowhere? If you can't remember, don't worry. We're about to help you get that spark back. Habit 1. Walk without your phone.
Okay, habit number 1. So simple, it almost feels too easy. Go for a walk, but leave your phone behind.
Ooh, that hurts. You're saying no music, no podcasts, not even us?
Sadly, yeah, at least for 15 minutes. A study from Stanford showed that walking, especially without distractions, can increase creative output by up to 60%. That's not a little boost. That's a full-on brain refresh.
That explains so much. I read this post on Reddit by a screenwriter who was stuck on a project. He started taking what he called bored walks. No phone, no headphones, just streets and silence. On day 5, boom, plot twist unlocked.
It's that combination of physical movement and mental stillness that opens up your brain. When you're not consuming content, your mind starts creating it.
Here's a quick challenge for you. Can you try one walk this week, even just 10 minutes, with absolutely no phone? See what ideas bubble up when no one else is talking in your ear. Habit 2. Use your non-dominant hand.
Okay, habit number 2. Do something with your non-dominant hand.
Wait, like, right? Brush your teeth? Pour coffee?
Exactly. It feels weird, right? But that's the point. Research from the University of Oxford shows that when we break motor routines, even just a little, it activates new neural pathways and increases mental flexibility.
It's like brain push-ups, but sloppier.
Right. And it's not about success, it's about disruption. One TikTok creator shared how she started brushing her teeth left-handed just for fun and ended up feeling way more focused in her morning routine. Her words were, "It made me feel awake in a totally different way."
I love that. So, what's one thing you could try with your wrong hand today? Even if it's messy, maybe especially if it's messy, that's where the creativity kicks in. Habit 3. Let yourself get bored.
Okay, this next one, I kind of hate it, but it works. Let yourself be bored.
I know, boredom has such a bad rep, but studies, like one from the journal Thinking Skills and Creativity, show that doing nothing for even 15 minutes can lead to more original ideas.
That's probably because your brain finally gets quiet enough to hear itself. I read a blog from a UX designer who did a weekend-long no-screen challenge. She said by Saturday night, she was reorganizing books by theme. By Sunday, she had a brand new app concept scribbled out on paper.
That's the power of boredom. When you take away the noise, the brain fills it with imagination. So ask yourself, when was the last time you let yourself be truly bored? Not waiting in line and checking your phone bored. I mean, no phone, no stimulation, just sitting, existing. Scary, right? But maybe that's why it works.
And when you really think about it, the most creative moments often come when you aren't trying. That's where habit number 4 comes in, and it's one of the most overlooked: daydreaming.
Oh, I'm 100% a fan of this one. Not the kind of daydreaming where you space out in a meeting and forget everything that just happened. I mean the intentional kind, sitting by a window, letting your mind wander on purpose.
Exactly. Researchers at the University of British Columbia found that positive, constructive daydreaming helps with creativity, long-term planning, and even problem solving. It activates different areas of the brain compared to focused thinking.
I saw this post from a freelance photographer who schedules 10 minutes every morning to just stare and drift, as she puts it. She calls it her brain's warm-up. And apparently, half her best shoot ideas come during that space out time.
That's the beauty of mental space. When we stop trying to force ideas, our minds start offering them naturally.
So here's something to try. Can you give yourself permission to just sit and do absolutely nothing for 10 minutes today? No phone, no music, just space.
Moving into habit number 5, this one might bring back some childhood memories: doodling.
Yes, and here's the thing. It doesn't have to be good. In fact, the messier, the better. Doodling isn't about making art. It's about letting your hand move and your mind wander.
There's neuroscience to back this up too. Doodling activates the brain's default mode network, the same part responsible for imagination and idea connection. In other words, even random squiggles can help you think more creatively.
One story that stuck for me is a marketing assistant shared on LinkedIn that she started keeping a doodle pad next to her keyboard. Anytime she was in a Zoom call, she'd draw. After 2 weeks, she said her brainstorming sessions felt way sharper and she could recall way more from meetings.
That doesn't surprise me at all. Doodling can help your brain listen better, not distract it.
So what if you just let your pen move a little today? No judgment, no planning, just lines, shapes, whatever happens, your ideas might follow.
Habit number 6 might be the simplest shift with the biggest payoff. Change your environment.
Not your entire life, just where you sit, or stand, or think.
Exactly. Studies on context-dependent creativity show that even small changes in your physical environment can spark new ideas. It's like your brain wakes up because something feels unfamiliar.
One guy I follow on Threads posted that he was stuck writing code all week, then randomly switched to working from his balcony. Boom, flow state for 4 hours. He joked that it wasn't the coffee, it was the wind.
There's real truth to that. Your brain forms associations with places. If you always sit at the same desk to pay bills, your creativity won't exactly dance when you open that laptop. So maybe today you tried journaling at the park, or sketching on your kitchen floor, or even just switching which side of the room you face. What's one creative thing you can do today in a spot your brain doesn't expect?
You know, as we go through these habits, there's something that keeps coming up for me.
What's that?
This idea that creativity isn't some magical lightning strike. It's not a talent you're born with or without. It's a muscle.
Yes, and the more you use it in tiny, messy, weird ways, the stronger it gets.
Exactly. You're not bad at being creative. You're just out of practice. And practice doesn't have to be serious or perfect. It can be fun, silly, a little awkward.
So if you've been telling yourself, I'm just not a creative person, maybe today's the day you stop believing that. Because your brain, it's full of weird, wonderful stuff, just waiting for permission to come out.
And maybe all it takes is a squiggle, a sky stare, or a switching seats. And that brings us straight to habit number 7. And it's one that surprises people the most. Play like a kid.
That sounds fun already, but what does it actually mean?
It means doing something purely for fun. No goal, no productivity, no what do I get out of this mindset. Just play. like when we were kids and made up stories with sticks or raced leaves in a puddle.
Psychologists call this divergent thinking, and kids are naturally great at it. But as adults, we lose that skill. According to a famous NASA study, 98% of kindergartners tested as creative geniuses, but by adulthood, only 2% of people did.
That study broke my heart a little, but it also gave me hope, because if we used to be that creative, maybe it's still in there.
And we can get it back. One woman shared on Instagram that she started doing Lego sets again, just for herself, no kids involved. She said it rewired how she thought about structure and storytelling. Now she uses it in her copywriting job.
So, what's one thing you used to love doing as a kid that you could revisit this week, just for fun? It might feel silly, but maybe that's the point. Habit number 8 might sound like the opposite of creativity, but it's actually essential. Get bored on purpose, with limits.
Wait, didn't we already talk about boredom?
We did, but this one's different. It's not just be still, it's about embracing structured limits.
Oh, like setting a weird rule and then working within it?
Exactly. Like giving yourself only 10 words to write a poem, or only using black and yellow in a design. Constraints don't block creativity. They actually trigger it. They force you to think differently.
I love that. I remember a songwriter on TikTok who challenged herself to write one song a week using only 3 chords and no more than 90 seconds. The results? Wildly creative, and she gained 50K followers.
So maybe today you ask yourself, can I set one odd limit and see what my brain does with it? Rules can be restrictions or playgrounds. And finally, habit number 9. This one's quiet but powerful. Reflect often.
You mean like journaling?
Not necessarily. Reflection can look different for everyone. Some people write, some talk aloud, some go for a drive with no music. But the point is, take a moment to look inward. Ask, what sparked my curiosity today? What made me think? What bored me? What made me feel alive?
Self-awareness fuels creativity. The more you notice your thoughts and reactions, the more you understand the patterns behind them, and that's where real ideas live.
I read a short blog where a guy shared his 2-minute nightly voice memo habit. Every night before bed, he hits record and answers one question. What did I learn today? He says it's changed his career and confidence and made him more creative without even trying.
That's such a great example, because creativity doesn't always feel like a thunderbolt. Sometimes it feels like noticing something you missed yesterday.
So, we've explored 9 habits. None of them require talent, none of them cost money, and none of them require you to be a creative person.
They just ask you to show up, to be curious, to play, reflect, move, notice, and experiment.
And we hope one of these, even just one, sparked something in you today. Because that spark, that's the start of something.
Here's our question to leave you with. Which of these habits are you going to try first and when? Not someday, not next month. This week.
Creativity isn't about waiting for the perfect idea. It's about showing up enough times that the ideas start to trust you.
Exactly. And no matter where you are in life right now, there's something inside you worth exploring. Let it out, one unexpected habit at a time.
Thanks for spending this time with us. And hey, don't forget to share this episode with someone you think is more creative than they realize.
We'll see you next time on MindMates.